gain here. So, man, almost evenly matched. Almost. Passing yards, though.
And to kind of tie into that without getting all over the place, which is my forte, if you would the idea of mixing nutrients in a particular order play into the uptake or the availability of those nutrients? No, by all means. We're working our way. Yeah, you let your creative juices flow. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. I want to give him some more power. Let's get some more power. Waiting to see if my op ready. We can get it cracking, baby.
it's a lot. It's a lot. No doubt about it. And then to be able to take this technology now into cannabis, we're really excited about it. And there's a cool video that Nate and I did when we were at Pleasant Trees to show you in real time kind of what happens. So you take your nutrients, and people don't realize it because maybe it gets a little cloudy, or maybe it's going to go through the irrigation system, they don't see it. But as soon as and calcium's the worst, right? So as soon as you mix calcium in with a sulfur source or a phosphate source, you get precipitation immediately, because then you're creating calcium sulfate, which is gypsum, which is what our walls are made of, most people's walls anyways, and then you have calcium phosphate, and both those are incredibly insoluble. So we did a video where we showed, well, if you add this polyaspartic acid polymer in first, you get precipitation, and that's because that polymer is adsorbing that calcium, preventing
Oh
it from
man, before
interacting
my
with
high
the
get too
sulfur
crazy.
phosphate.
That's very interesting.
Something that simple. It is, and we've done a lot of tissue testing. Obviously, it plays out in yields, right? You see that, but we've done a lot of tissue testing to show that the increase in nutritional uptake, depending on what mineral it is, it's significant. I mean, it's 10, 15, 20, up to 30%
If
more
I still
nutrients than the
smoke
uptake
weed,
of that.
okay, I ain't
And
tripping.
the other thing that people don't realize is that from a soil ecological perspective, there, a lot of these positively charged nutrients are adsorbed onto negatively charged sites on your soil, right? It's called the cation exchange capacity. And so, when you are loading up like potassium, as an example, there's only so many exchange sites on the soil, depending what kind of soil media you're using, to where the potassium can grab onto. And so then when something like ammonium comes along, which has a very similar molecular radius to potassium, they can actually take each other off these colloids, and your potassium and your ammonium can leach out, which a lot of people don't think about leaching when it comes to positively charged nutrients.
What's up with
They think of
homeboy, man?
negatively charged nutrients like nitrate. But this polymer there persists there, and then has the secondary sites to help catch this potassium and ammonium. Because what we
Thought we
noticed
had
is
a
that
game scheduled.
when we were doing our tissue testing, and we saw the uptake of the nutrients with this polymer present, we predictably said, oh, we're going to increase magnesium uptake and calcium uptake, and possibly phosphorus uptake indirectly, because now phosphorus isn't going to precipitate out as much. But what we saw, across all crops really, was an increase in nitrogen and potassium. And I think, digging down more into the ecology of the soil, you start to understand, really how this polymer works and what it does. So, there's a lot that goes into that, and there's a lot that goes into making it. But we're here now, and we're really excited about getting it
That's
out.
very interesting. So could you then argue that, like, because of this polymer though, you that 20 to 30%, is that additional, or are you wasting less?
Well, yeah, either way, right? Less is going out of your polymer, more is getting up in the plant. And I think, and it's a similar conversation that I have with in another industry, with plant growth regulators, right? You read something on a label, in golf as an example, use a lot of plant growth regulators to slow down the growth of their turf because they want to increase their green speeds. And you read something on a label, like a pesticide label that says, okay, I'm going to apply this as X number of ounces per gallon, or a nutritional label, right? I'm going to apply this, and we think that, right? It's working as it should, and this is exactly the rate. But I mean, what we've really always seen, without the aid of technology, that's the rate that we use, and that it works. But where's all that stuff going, right? Is there a way that we can increase the uptake into the plant, by applying like a polymer in the soil, or applying some sort of, amino acid monomer with your foliar spray to increase uptake of different nutrients? I mean, these are a lot of the work that we do when you start talking about amino acid monomers or amino acid polymers. Is how can we help, get things into the plant? I mean, right now we're talking about in the soil, but I've done a lot of work foliarly as well, which I know is kind of a hot topic here in the cannabis industry.
Yeah, and to add on to some of the comments that were said earlier, there's plants genetically, when everything is in balance, they really want to produce their own bouquet of cannabinoids and terpenes that their DNA is telling them that they want to produce. And what a lot of people, I think, don't realize when they're going into, let's say, the hydro store, you do make a little bit of so a lot of people like to buy different nutrients from different lines. And, I'm definitely one of those people that have been doing it for a long time. One of the things that you don't know when you're kind of pretending to play some of that chemistry is that sometimes some of those are amplifying each other, or sometimes they're canceling each other out, or sometimes they are precipitating.
Your
And
call has been forwarded
we
to
are
an
talking
automatic
about
voice
that
message.
amino acid, which
Well,
is
cuz ain't trying to ball right now then.
Renee, who was sales director of Botanica for 10 years, was like, we should call it Flava.
You want to
We
check
were
me
like,
out
why,
on some
why
Call of
Flava? And
Duty,
she was
holler
like,
at me
well,
on some duty, man.
FLAVUH. And I was like, okay,
Okay, never mind. Here you
that
come.
sounds kind of cool. But she's like, no, the VUH is for
Here you come.
volatile unsaturated hydrocarbons, which is just a fancy way of saying terbium.
She's good. She's good. Well
Good.
done.
Yeah, we should bring Renee on here. She's
Right.
she's a very very intelligent lady, and I love working with her. But she came up with that name, and it's what it really helps. These nutrients do is act the way they're supposed to. Um, it keeps them from you having those gaps of chemistry when you're mixing all those nutrients. So there's a whole line that really George is. It's his brainchild, but that product in particular, that Flava product as we call it, is the one that it could be used with any nutrient-line. You're using it properly, and that everything that you want to give to your plant actually makes it into the vascular system, as George said.
It's fascinating.
Got it. So, kind of tying into this, and George, you touched on it, but I kind of want to get a little bit deeper into it, is, some of these nutrient bottle lines, they have 5 bottles, 10 bottles. There's some companies that have 17 bottles of foliar feeds. General question is, why not one bottle for base nutrients? And again, you kind of touched on it, the reactions and so forth, but why are there so many bottles? And then two-part question would be, when you have these nutrients mixed, how long can they sit mixed for in that water? I've gotten answers 24 hours, I've gotten answers 2 weeks, so on and so forth.
Yeah. So, okay, number one, why so many bottles? It's a great question. I think in a lot of ways, it might be more of a question of retail space, right? I want to fill out a whole shelf. And it seems like, well, that doesn't make sense. But you have to think of this, and this is still business for a lot of these people, right? And so when retailers say, hey, I want presents, I want a lot of shelves. And I think also when you build a line, you get feedback from the field that says, hey, could you guys do this? Could you guys do this? And before you know it, you're creating new products. You're not taking out old products, and you've got a plethora of things going on. You could theoretically put everything in one jug, but to be able to do that, some things are going to be in suspension or dispersion rather than in solution. And you theoretically could have everything in solution if you chelated the calcium and magnesium, but that's really expensive to do. And the other thing is it's going to needlessly raise your electroconductivity with all the chelate that's contributing to your EC. So there's 2 ways to do it, and neither one of them are exactly optimal, especially when you scale up into doing irrigation lines and things like that, because now we just said your calcium, magnesium, which probably are going to take up anywhere between 220 to 250 parts per million of your nutrients.
Damn,
are going to be
it's crucial.
In suspension, and that's going to get into your filters and everything else. So
It's crucial. We know enough. We got to blaze up some more weed, baby.
I think some people do, and they think that more is more, right? So there's more bottles. They're gonna do better, and it's gonna be better yield. And I think for us,
Gotta blaze up to stay up.
The number of products that we have, I think it's 6. Nate, I believe we've got 6. I mean, so Nate shake his head. Yeah, we've got 6 products, and I think that's a really good start. I mean, I think you take 6 products, and there's a reason there's 6, right? There's the grow and the bloom, which one day we might actually put into one product, so we might go down to 5. There's your calcium nitrate, magnesium sulfate additions, and then you've got your Flava, which we've talked about, and then you've got a really nice silicon additive, which we haven't touched on yet, but a whole lot of good talk about silicon. I don't know if anybody gets excited about silicon here.
Yeah, it's kind of our thing. Yeah, it's kind of our thing.
It's one of the most left on things I feel like a lot of people overlook that.
Is that what the okay? Yeah, I wasn't sure why I saw the silicon branding your guys' back wall, so now I know.
Well, I think a lot of people they think, well, my plants are strong and sturdy, and they're good at being good. I don't need it, and they don't realize about the cells and how the plant actually works and how it retains it. Whether you're going to be using it as a foliar application or right into your mix. And also, I mean, you got companies like I think Dyna is the company. They've had Protect because that's what they're known for. You know what I'm saying? They've got other products obviously, but they're known for that. A lot of people kind of they sleep on the fact of how beneficial it's going to be for your plant early on, and even throughout veg and overall to get that hardy, strength in the plant that's going to be able to hold those big buds that you're after, and going to be able to have the defense mechanisms and have the strength to be the plant that you're after. It needs to be at its maximum potential. So the thing I noticed, though, is how it's used. So Chris mentioned earlier about when you feed or about how the application goes in, about the steps. I think actually Pigeons might have talked about that. But silica is one thing I noticed. So right now I'm currently using Dutch Pro nutrients, and I'm able to use my silica midway through, as where other products I have to use it first. Is there a major reason why this happens to be the case?
I mean,
We are in the so-called rock and roll capital of the world, Cleveland, Ohio, at First Energy Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. Tonight, it's on to Week 10 already, and we've got a good one in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken just shy of the 10. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Put some bullshit-ass helmets on there. God dang.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. This defense for the Cowboys, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions.
Yo, man.
It's not the form that the plant takes up. The plant takes it up as mono or orthosilicic acid. And so, you know,
I'm sending again, man.
What we found out is if we polymerize.
Fuck that. I ain't playing in no goddamn red, man.
Nanoparticle dispersion, it's stable. It's stabilized across a wide band of pHs, and 2, you don't have the precipitation issue, and 3, because it's so small, it's about each particle is about 20 nanometers.
We don't do that.
Smaller than the diameter of a small pore, so it looks great as a foliar, and then once it gets into solution and in the soil, it comes in.
We don't do that,
very
baby.
readily. At that point in time, the polymer breaks down into these monomers. So you've got a stable form of silicon there, but then at the same point in time, you don't have those interactions nearly as much.
That shit just didn't feel right.
Because it's actually in suspension when it's mixed in, right? And if you see the product and you really did some videos of it, it looks clear. You look at it and it's kind of got an opal sheen to it, so it gives away a little bit that it's in the dispersion, but the particles are so small that it appears clear to us. It's a really, really cool product. I think people are really going to love it. And low use rate, I mean, you're talking about 0.4 milliliters per gallon in a diluted rate. So, and it gives you about 55 parts per million of silicon dioxide at that point in time. So, right around kind of where we like.
Yeah, and George, you know,
There we go.
this is for everyone as well. I mean, there's some elements
I have
in
to
a
put the
future plant
Visine
that
in
come
it.
in. Let's talk about CalMag for an example. There's, you know, calcium nitrate.
Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. Tonight, it's on to Week 10 already, and we've got a good one in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. Take it in at the 3. On 1st and 10, here's Mon. And his first look is incomplete. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Ma down to the shotgun. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
So 2 incompletions have led them to an early 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Mon. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And that one results in 35 yards.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That ball complete to Isabella. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
That's out to Chubb, complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 32-yard line. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The slot man in motion right. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's got room. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And that is taken in by Njoku. And the Browns are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Chubb is in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL. A complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now the first carry for an Ohio native. It's Ezekiel Elliott. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Inside give to Elliott. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Here's Prescott. Got him in. It's Brown. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Prescott on 4th down. And he is caught by Lamb. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. About 3 yards there to the 27. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Give to Elliott. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. The give is to Elliott. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
That's complete right around the 8. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Noah Brown, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from evening this one up. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? R-A-C?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. From the 6. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Cleveland offense ready to go. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. When a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Chubb on the read option, and he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down. The Browns at 8-1 on the year. They come in here hot. I mean, over the last 9, Charles, they are 8-1.
And that record, the way that they're playing, they've proven to me, and I think anyone else in the league, that they're able to go toe-to-toe with anyone, and they look forward to the challenge.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Bond looks to throw. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 40. A 3rd down conversion with a strong gain of 14.
I don't care how many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
And again, it's Chubb. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 4. Now Mond. And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
4th down. Mon. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he's going to pick up the Browns' first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
What an advantage having a lead guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Off the play fake. Mon. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Here's Mon. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. York able to send this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Right back to him on first down. We'll get this to about the 38.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Ooh, looking for Lamb. It's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their 47-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
The Browns drive about to get started. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
Light blue. Yellow, go.
On first down, here's Mon.
Yeah.
And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket, no. Here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long.
Blue striker. Black shot. Ready?
They go play action here. Mon. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, He just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Mon going to throw it. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And not much happening there as he'll get it back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And on third down, the Browns going to go with a nickel set. Final play of the half. Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. That is knocked away and incomplete, but a penalty flag. In the backfield, this might be a roughing call. So roughing the passer, and this is a unit, Charles. They hold their breath every time they see their quarterback go down and get hit like that.
Yeah, they understand how important these last couple of months are for this team. They can ill afford to have anything happen to him if they want to accomplish their goals.
They'll throw now on the final play. He'll fire this deep for Gallup, and that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Elliott. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. Man open. That's complete to Dalton Schultz. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 42. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. This is Elliott. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Elliott going to get it again on 2nd down. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 48-yard line.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with it.
Damn! Looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Browns are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
I need my rock back.
Rook 52. Drill green. Green jack. Ready.
Mon to the air on 1st and 10. And this one incomplete, thrown down at the feet of his receiver.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Coach got a spoke right now, baby.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Third down from the gun, it's Mon. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he's bid for the first down, coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. Here's Mon, they're going for it. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And
Get the fuck out of here.
And he's going to pick up the Browns' first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
Kill this motherfucker, man.
Mon fumbles it. It's picked up by the Cowboys.
Motherfucker.
Look at the big man rumble. The 30, 10, 5. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. How about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
Extra point up and through. And the lead is now 14-10.
That should apply, baby. Keep that pressure applied.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game.
Ooh, he just dogged my
And he's got
God.
it past the
Dang.
30 before he's hit and dropped. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now. What was his 10th carry of the ball game? Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
They run again on first down. Chubb. They find some open field here.
They got a poster out of here. They got another poster.
All the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
York now for the extra point. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead.
I don't know about putting that on the stand.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away.
Might be putting it on the base. On the middle base.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
That ball took too good.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
You about to do that one now?
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Oh, good.
But that's going to wind up incomplete.
I certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Here comes Grant on the return. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Mon now off of play action. And he'll throw this one away, but I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. We saw it too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. They give the Chubb out of the gun, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That's taken inside his own 40. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they're able to raise that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Prescott to throw it. He'll find Lamb crossing the formation for the catch. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now on 2nd and 13, Prescott. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Greg Newsom. And the Browns are going to get it back here just past the 35. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And he'll get about 3 here, up to the 44-yard line.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
The Browns send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. This is taken around the 12. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up. And that's intercepted yet again. And that could be the backbreaker. Picked up by Dixon. And the Browns have just about sewn up this football game. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. They go up the middle with Chubb, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight.
God damn, that shit is in the air forever.
It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track? He's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
All right, catch me some cover. Yeah, damn it.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it, because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded, because we've seen the improbable before. A couple laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for Cleveland, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And now they'll get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Dallas, it's just their second loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town.